order.
Please stand and say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Great. All right. Called order, roll call.
Yes.
We have
Finally, sorry for the delay, everybody. We do have 4 members planning the zoning commission here tonight. We have 3 present in the building, and then Chaston Parks is joining us via Zoom. So we appreciate him joining our meeting tonight. There is a quorum, so we can hold tonight's meeting.
Great. Next item is the consent agenda. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Questions? We've got the minutes from last week and then these 2 just reapprovals.
No, they would be minor site plan proposals for changeable copy monument signs.
Okay.
One of them is replacing existing monument sign without changeable copy. The other would be a new sign in location where there is not a
This one
sign.
I move to approve the consent agenda as published.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, new business.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
New
New
business,
yeah.
yep, item A, 4A.
Yes. Item 4A is conditional use permit application for a new telecommunication facility to be located at 13400 Jesse James Farm Road. Conditional use permit is public hearing, so we will want to open the floor to the public. I guess trying to think what I can give staff comments first, and then you open the floor to the public, and then the applicant is here and can answer any questions you might have. Pull up maybe the aerial map. I think maybe the most interesting or most useful piece of information right now for this application. So on the screen, you'll see an aerial map of the southern portion of the city. Up at the top, you can see all the neighborhood is essentially Dovecot, River Meadows. In the middle of the screen, with the 2 circles, that's the sewer plant location. So that east-west road is Meadowbrook Drive. North of Meadowbrook Drive, you can see the south end of the school campus property. 13400 Jesse James Farm Road is located out on the west side of Jesse James Farm Road, on the north side of the Fishing River. So that jagged line is the south and west property line is the Fishing River as it traverses past the southern part of the city and down towards the airport. Jared Fouts is here with us tonight. He's with Primary Network Solutions, who's representing Vertical Bridge and the Towers LLC, and they build cell tower locations. I don't know, throughout the country or other places other than in Kearney. And they submit as conditional use permit application for a new telecommunications tower up there. The property is owned by Jason and Rebecca Parks. They signed an owner authorization allowing them to go through the process, the application process with us. Property zone RPR, Rural Residential Planned District, which allows telecommunications facilities by conditional use permit. In fact, all of our zoning districts allow telecommunication towers through the conditional use permit process. Proposed project includes a 50 by 50 fenced in area. The lease area is 100 by 100 feet, but the fenced in area is 50 by 50. It would contain the tower and telecommunication equipment and provide area for 3 different users out there. The first user, I think, is Verizon. There's room for additional as time goes on. There'll be an asphalt driveway connection up to the lease area from Jesse James Farm Road, and then it'll be landscaping. The tower will be 190 feet tall with a 5-foot lightning rod at the top, so the overall height will be 195 feet. The tower, like I said, will include space for 3 service providers, and we think Verizon will be the first one out there. They submitted some documents that I included in your packet to explain the project. That includes a zoning application written report. So it talks about, their efforts to find locations in Kearney and the availability of buildings or other structures and things of that nature. Site plan drawings showing the proposed improvements and location and propagation maps, which are required. So they identify a couple of other towers that are nearby the city. They identify, it looks like a heat map that shows what the service level is without the tower and what the service level is with the tower. They or other telecommunication providers have been looking around for facility locations for a couple of years, at least a couple of years. So it's kind of nice that they have found something that they think works for them. The staff report lists conditional use permit review criteria. I don't want to go through that and talk too long. There's also a list of the standards that are required of telecommunications facilities. I want to note a couple of those. One being that tower needs to be located at least its height away from any habitable structures, roadways, cemetery, parks, things like that. The tower will be located 225 feet from Jesse James Farm Road, 590 feet, I believe, from the property owner's house, and then 690 feet from the next nearest house that is directly east across the other side of Jesse James Farm Road. Towers must provide space for additional service providers, and they are providing space for 3 different providers on this tower. Improvements must be removed within 180 days of cessation of the use. They have a lease agreement that talks about 90 days to remove the tower, any equipment if they when they cease to exist out there. Staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit for the proposed telecommunication facility at 13400 Jesse James Farm Road with the following conditions. One, that the conditional use permit expire 1 year from the date of approval if the building permit has not been obtained. I was talking to Jared before the meeting, and he said that they'd asked that maybe that be extended to the December 31st, 2026. They know they'll be in to pull the permit sometime in 2026. Going to the end of the year gives assurance that sometime that year they'll be in. 2, that any lease agreement shall be non-exclusive and shall provide for the co-location of additional carriers, which they do. They have space for 3 different users. 3, that the tower and other associated improvements shall be removed within 180 days after cessation of the use and or termination of the lease agreement. Their lease agreement says 90 days, but 180 is in our code. 4, other conditions if required by Planning Zoning Commission. And 5, develop the project in compliance with all city codes, conditions, requirements, plans, and payment of fees and taxes. This application before the Board of Aldermen on November 3rd. It's a couple of weeks out. With the holiday, it kind of threw our schedule off a little bit. And then again, there's a public hearing tonight, so you want to open the floor for public comment.
Okay,
Yeah.
public hearing is open.
Anybody here to speak for or against?
Yeah, anybody wanna? Nobody online? All right, I'm gonna close the public hearing. Does the applicant have anything they want to add or?
I'll just get up and say a few things.
We need you, oh yeah, name and address.
Sure.
Yeah, we've got a sign issue too, and he's signed.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. My name is Jared Fouts. I live at 4714 West 80th Street in Prairie Village, Kansas, so just south of here. But I do these projects all over the country. And David did a great job of explaining everything, kind of hit the really important stuff. So I'm out here representing Vertical Bridge, and they're one of the major tower builders, tower owner operators in the country. I think they're the top 5, if I remember correctly. So they have quite a portfolio of towers all over the country, and what they do are build to suit projects for wireless carriers. So in this case, it's Verizon. Verizon identifies that they need better coverage in a certain area, and they approach Vertical Bridge. Vertical Bridge then hires guys like me to come out and negotiate land leases with property owners in areas that will meet all the code requirements and the spirit and intent of the ordinance. And so that's and as David mentioned, this is a project we've been working on for quite some time and finding the best possible location that'll still provide coverage. Keeping in mind some of the setbacks and requirements for the code. So we feel good about this project. One other thing to note, and then if there's questions, I'm happy to answer. So this tower is co-locatable. That's part of the tower builder's business model, is they have the anchor tenant at the top, then they market it to other carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile. companies like that. So it does benefit the tower builder to provide co-location on that tower, and there's plenty of space for ground equipment and all that. So appreciate you guys taking the time to review the application, put everything together.
Any questions?
Just a couple quick questions.
Yes, sir.
There are 5 conditions of approval. Number 1, there is that 1-year expiration. So what you're saying is you're requesting let's say, just make it round 2-year expiration.
Yeah, a 2-year expiration would be ideal. And the reason is because there's a lot of federal, state, and obviously local authorities and approvals, due diligence that you gotta go through. FCC and FAA approval, and probably the longest time frame is the environmental.
Yeah.
And usually they don't want to invest the money until they have the zoning approval to do that. So those things take time, and especially now with the government shut down, those could be really
Yeah.
lengthy. But I can tell you that Vertical Bridge is ready to build the tower as soon as they can. It's just a matter of getting all these.
It takes time. I get that. I just want to make sure that you were requesting that 2-year and you're agreeable to the other conditions.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't have any questions. No, neither. Just
Justin, any questions?
No.
Well, I would entertain a motion.
Chair, I will make a motion to recommend the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend to the Board of Approval to approve the request for a conditional use permit for telecommunication tower at 13400 Jesse James Farm Road. With the conditions of approval as recommended staff, amending condition number 1 to show a 2-year expiration date as requested by the applicant.
I will second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 4B. Just have to scroll down to. Oh, we're right past it. The public hearing also correct,
Yep.
code violations.
Yeah, I was trying to get to the front page, so we have it announced. So yeah, 4B is a code amendment pertaining to zoning code violations enforcement, I think. Is that right? I think I switched in the back.
See, it's the,
Yeah, I
This
switched
is,
them up in the back. So I will go to that. So I'm at the end of the packet regarding a code amendment to section 405.050 violations and enforcement. This was a code amendment prepared by the city attorney to clarify the language in our zoning ordinance related to zoning violations and enforcement, to make the language clear up the language. And it also makes a reference to the state statute in that particular section. That's essentially a staff will recommend approval of this code amendment. There's public hearing though, so you want to open it up for public comment.
Okay.
Yeah, the only section that changes would be 405.050A. You notice at the back of the agenda packet under that item, we have a section with the strike through.
Yeah.
What's removed and then bold for what language is added.
All right. Open the public hearing. Anybody? Okay. Gonna close the public meeting. Open it up for board discussion. Commission discussion, I guess.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah.
Take care.
thanks.
I'll go ahead and make a motion. Get the ball rolling. Chair, I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend the Board of Aldermen approve the proposed amendment to municipal code section 405.050 as recommended by staff.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now public hearing for the zoning change for outdoor merchandising.
Yeah,
That's
so
that one.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a code amendment to section 405.595, special regulations in the CBD Central Business Overlay District. This is a district, I include a little location map. It's a small area, it's our downtown.
Mhm.
So it covers East Washington, both sides of East Washington to Grove, and then both sides of West Washington down to what we call Beer Creek. And then, where Stuckey's, not Stuckey's, now I can't think of it, anyway, or, Rock and Run, when Rock and Run.
Fulfillment House.
Yeah.
Fulfilling Houses now, Rock and Run. I said Stuckey's, but it's not Stuckey's.
No.
It's Looney, Jack Looney.
Jack Looney.
Jack Looney's if you go a little further back, Kathy might remember. So that property, those areas are zoned CBD, Central Business District. We want to be business friendly and, we have the wide sidewalks. We actually have some businesses that do some outdoor display. You look at the way the existing code is written, it actually says you cannot have outdoor display on the public sidewalk. Our downtown area has extra wide sidewalks. We think it makes sense to have outdoor display, be more inviting for people as they walk in and maybe buy something from those shops. And so we want to change our code to be a little more consistent with what practice has been. But we do want to establish some criteria for that being, don't block a doorway, provide we call it ADA path, a 5-foot wide path so that people can walk back and forth. Bring your items in at the end of the day so that they don't stay out, maybe get weathered or stolen or whatnot. And so we propose this ordinance and we recommend approval of the board, or recommend that P and Z send a recommendation to the board to approve the code amendment.
Yep, this is a public hearing also, right?
Yes, public hearing.
Right, public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Any commission discussion, questions? I would entertain a motion.
I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend the Board of Aldermen approve the proposed amendment to Municipal Code Section 405.595 as recommended by staff.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Old business, I don't think there was anything.
No, yeah, correct.
Yep,
Being in all business.
I think. Anything else for the good of the,
There is an extra item on the enclosures. We've got the 2026
Oh.
calendar. I'd like to get, basically motion approval on the calendar.
Okay.
From, Planning and Zoning Commission. Next year, just like tonight, our meeting is on Wednesday, October 15th. Next year in October, we run into the holiday, and so we propose a Wednesday meeting date in October. Other than that, there are no other holidays, and every other meeting date is the standard second Monday of the month.
Chair, I move to approve the 2026 meeting schedule as presented.
I'll second.
right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Right,
Thank you very much.
yeah,
And we'll get that posted out on the website, so it's like to do a little early so that people can be prepared for, the submittal coming up soon and get them on the calendar next year.
cool. All right. Anything else?
Well, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.